Hello, my name is Alex Victor, and I'm here to give you a guided tour of BigCloud Archives, a digital preservation system. You can find us online at bigcloud.com, where you can download the latest version for free to run on Windows, Mac, or Linux PCs. I'm going to go ahead and launch BigCloud Archives. When you first launch it, you will be asked to create a passphrase, which you can use to prevent other people from gaining access. As you can see here, I've opened up with my first archive here, which is just photos, and I'm scrolling here through my list of photos. As you can see, it's quite fast. On the left, you've got all the different folders that I've imported pictures from. I can also zoom in on particular dates, for example, all the photos I took on April 8th, or all the photos I took in February. I've also got type filters here, so images and videos. I've got tags, so I've got pictures of animals, pictures of food, people, and places. I can go into one of these folders and select a more detailed tag, like my pictures of Seattle. From the list view here, I can look and see that, for example, this picture needs to be rotated, and I can do that from the View menu. I can also add an additional tag. And as you can see, my tag list pops up as soon as I start to type. In this case, I'm going to create a new one, Tullies. I can double-click on a picture, and from here I can edit the title. I can edit the date if I need to. And I can also click the information button here to add a description. I can view a slideshow of my images just by clicking the play button here. And for the best experience, I can, under the View menu, select Full Screen and hide controls, and this way the pictures will take up most of the screen. I can hit Escape then to exit the hide mode, and I can just stop my slideshow here. Now let's say I want to share some of my photos with friends and family. What I'm going to do now is activate my copy of software for BigCloud Archives Online. This is a subscription service, which is totally optional. It costs $1.99 a month, and you can get an activation key for as many computers as you want to allow yourself to back up and share files through our Amazon-hosted cloud service. So here I'm going to enter that code, and now I have access to clouds. You can create up to 99 named clouds. A cloud can hold any number of archives. Each cloud has its own access control list. So I can, for example, create a cloud called Alex V Shared. I'm going to host that in a US data center. I also could choose Europe. From here, I can choose whether I want this to be a private cloud, a shared cloud, or a public cloud. Public clouds allow anyone who is registered for BigCloud Archives to view the contents of the cloud, but not add anything. If you want someone to be able to add something, you have to explicitly enable that user by clicking Add User. And then you can give them write permission, which allows them to add to archives or add whole new archives to your cloud. By giving them share permission, you allow them to add additional users to the access list for that cloud. Now in this case, it's not a real email address, so I'll see an error, but if you enter a valid email address, this will work, no problem. So I'm just going to keep this private for now. Okay. So now let's create a new archive. And we'll call it Shared Photos. I am going to go ahead and set up the backup option on here now to back it up to my cloud. So let's choose the public cloud here. Okay. And now I'm just going to take my 5-star pictures from my photos archive, copy, and paste those into my shared archive. As you can see, it copies the pictures along with the tags assigned to them. And of course, all the metadata gets carried along, so I can still look in by my dates and tags and such. To go ahead and back these up to the cloud, I just go to the File menu and choose Sync. And this will begin, as you can see over here, the process of uploading all of that to the cloud. Now, as you can see, I've got a number of large files here, and it's actually going to take a while, so we won't wait for this to finish, but you can just leave this running in the background and continue to go about your business, working with other archives, browsing the web, etc. I'm going to stop this for the moment. Now let's go into the File menu to join an existing backup. So I'm going to choose an existing backup from one of my clouds. As you can see, in addition to the shared photos archive we just created, I have a What I've Been Reading archive. So I'm going to join that. And that's going to download my reading list. So this is a number of articles on the web that I have archived for offline and permanent storage so that I can refer to them in the future. It does take a few moments to download. And here it is. So you can see I've got a few different things here. I've got thumbnails of the web pages, and I can very easily add to these. So let's go to the New York Times, and I'm just going to drag a link to this article right into my archive window, and BigCloud Archives will go ahead and add that. And you can see once it's done analyzing that article with its photo and all the text is just right there, available for me from now on. So, you know, the New York Times will eventually take this offline, but I've always got a copy of it. I can also, for example, go to Flickr and find an image that I think is cool. Not only can I download the web page to my archive, but I can also grab the high-quality original file and download that to my archive as well. So now you can see I've got both the page with the small version of the image and comments and such, and I've got the high-quality original so that I can enjoy that as well. With any file, I can open it just with one click of a button in the associated application on my desktop. So here, for example, I've opened this original in Windows Photo Viewer. Okay, I'm going to create one more archive here to show you one more feature that you might find useful. Let's call this one Livestream. What I'm going to do with this archive is set it up to synchronize with a specific folder on my computer. And this is under my documents. I've got a Livestream folder. And by clicking this button, I'm going to set it up so that every time I sync, every file that is in that folder will get copied into the archive. So it's basically a way of backing up that folder, but also potentially synchronizing it to another computer. While I'm here, I'm going to set up this particular archive to be encrypted. This way, the files on disk will be encrypted so that nobody could see them without having the password. Okay, so now when I go to sync, you can see that over here we have the import message. And now we see that BigCloud is analyzing my imports. Once that's done, I will see them all show up here in my list. So here I've got some pictures, I've got an audio file, I've got an Office document, and a PDF. As you can see, I can actually view PDFs inline. And Office documents, I can see the text that was extracted from them. That allows me to find them in my search query. So for example, when I search for hypercontent, it will pull up that document as well as a text file. And of course, I can use the open file to open that in the original Office application. Now let's create a new file in that folder. So I'm going to launch Notepad and just simple file, hello world. And let's save that in our Livestream folder as hello.txt. So now when I sync again in my archive, I'll see that it picks up that file. And if I make changes to that file, and sync again, it will pick up the changes, and you can see it keeps the original as well. So this way you're guaranteed not to overwrite an older copy. It's always there in the archive for you in case you need to refer back to it. In fact, you can right-click on any file and see the history, so you can see all of the older versions that might be in the archive. Okay, that's it for this demonstration. I hope you've enjoyed it, and don't hesitate to come to BigCloud.com and ask questions on the forums, or to reach out to us at our support address. Bye-bye.